so.
How about Lions have about 15 more years.
Yeah. How about that state to the south of us?
Ohio.
Oh, I don't have the entire list in front of me.
Well, I did look it up. I was going to not ask that question if I didn't know the answer. And they are 41,
good.
so we are.
There you go.
Yes.
There you
By that
go.
time, maybe we'll beat them in football. Okay, thank you very much, Heather. Coming up next, the Outlaw is gone. 97.1 The Tip.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Never too early to look at pro football odds for next season. How about Dallas in its division after re-signing its starting quarterback to a long-term extension? Dallas, the odds-on favorite at plus 100. Washington, last year's winner, plus 325. Philly, plus 400. And New York in blue at plus 500. Dallas makes a lot of sense, obviously, as the favorite, but you're not going to get a better price on Washington than plus 325. Dallas right now the best team with its quarterback under contract, but don't sleep on Washington at that price. Philly and New York, not real threats at the moment. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Must be 21. Playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
This morning, Jen woke up, made 3 breakfasts, did 2 loads of laundry, and 1 conference call. But she also saved $25 because Jen uses a new innovation from Huntington called Money Scout. It analyzes Jen's checking account to find money that's not being used and moves it to her savings automatically. Learn more and enroll at huntington.com/moneyscout. Huntington, welcome. Message and data rates may apply to text alerts. Money Scout is subject to eligibility, terms and conditions, and other account agreements. Member FDIC.
Attention, Michigan. Do you really want a new car? But it's not so good. But is there already a new dream? But it is too late to afford a large down payment. It's time to bring your thoughts to a Monday Land Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it. Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 regular rolls in one. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World.
The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for the movies to start in a movie theater.
Hey, you want anything? Popcorn? Soda? No, nothing.
This has been The Sounds of the Old World.
Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Ferrera of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on
signed him. He was, he gained a lot of money. Highest paid slot corner in NFL history. He signed a 4-year, $36 million contract. And so, when we were talking about the show last night, Gov said, all right, we have to do a topic of, worst Bob Quinn signings, because this is pretty bad. That's a lot of money for a guy who, good player before he got here, but he really didn't produce. And the stats show it. It was not good. Last year's tackling really was disappointing. So I had my answer ready. And lo and behold, that guy got cut late last night. The outlaw. He was stealing money. Although it really wasn't his fault. Jesse James got cut. In 2 years, Jesse James caught 30 passes. 2 years with 2 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. The amount of money that they spent on him, and then after they sign him, they draft TJ Hawkinson. Their level's not exactly one known to get his, tight ends involved anyway. It was a really stupid sign. At least Coleman's signing made sense. Jesse James really didn't make sense for that type of money. You can find guys like Jesse James a dime a dozen. He did okay for Pittsburgh. So what they're going to be doing with James, they'll be saving probably around $2 million in this year's cap, because he does have like $4.3 million of dead cap money, whatever. $7.2 million next season. Coleman, they clear $5 million of cap space now. I'm not sure if these guys are going to be designated for June 1st. That could save them more money because it gets stretched out a little bit, but still, that was two signings that were really bad. So I want to ask this: 248-539-9797. What was Bob Quinn's, biggest mistake as general manager of your Detroit Lions? It's a Friday. We might as well go back to some really good times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing that. Like that, weren't they signed on the same day a couple years ago?
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I think it was like there was like a mini celebration, like, oh yeah, they're getting their pieces here. These are needy secondary guys that are important to a foundation, and then just the whole thing's unraveling.
Right, and they were kind of, on paper, but it was too much money. But you thought, okay, Jesse James, he had that play in the playoff game where they scored that touchdown. That was controversial, right?
No, that was a regular season game. That play got reversed, and it actually reversed the final in my fantasy football game and put me in the championship game.
Oh, so you're a big Jesse James fan. Exactly. To me, there's two, but I'll just give one. I don't know people say.
I know, I was going through it too, and I'm like, I've got a 1A, 1B, and 1C.
No, pick one.
Pick one? Okay.
I'm in the mistake power rankings.
All right, number one, it's got to be Tease Tabor. Second round pick when you had guys like Kamara available and so many other people. I mean, it was ridiculous.
So
ridiculous.
I'm assuming I agree with you that was terrible.
And you know what made it worse, John, was the fact that he backed it up. He doubled down by saying, "I've watched so much, my
more
career."
film on him than anybody
Yes.
I've ever evaluated.
And he's a football player. I know the speed and all that stuff. Okay, whatever. He did play in Florida.
Yeah, where's he at now?
Yeah, exactly. He's where I am. He's playing as much as I am.
So, are we limiting this just to signing players? Because I think
No, because that was going to be.
See, now I'm really in a quandary because I have two that I just can't get over, and I want to see them both.
Just say one, and if nobody says the other, you can say the other.
Okay, I'm going to save the one that I think is actually the worst for one of our callers or our ticket texters, because I'll let them celebrate that one. I'm going to say one that when I saw this signing, I thought, wait a second, what did they give this player? You mean they signed him for $45 million and they gave him $20 million guaranteed for a backup? And that is Al Vaitai.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about it is this gift well done.
Thank you.
And this is the gift from Bob Quinn that is going to continue to give on a yearly basis, because you can't, just like Jesse James right now, you can cut the strings. Justin Coleman, you can cut the strings. Desmond Trufant, you can cut the strings. But for Vaitai, you really can't. And he is, you sign him as a right tackle, and he is just woefully inept at right tackle. So you think, well, let's just move him to guard. And we see, I think it was the Green Bay game, and don't count, don't actually hold me to that. It could be another one earlier this year. They kind of all run together with him, where he's at guard. He's a big, supposed to be a strong guy, and he gets pushed right into the lap of Matt Stafford. And I just continue to look at it as he could be a backup for a lot of different teams, but you don't pay him $45 million, and you don't guarantee $20 million of it.
248-539-9797. Let's go to Don and Durand. What's up, Don?
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Good.
Well, I think the worst signing Bob Quinn ever did was no tickets on signing because it wasn't for money. And every front office that changed of it.
Oh, well done, Don.
Yeah, that covers a lot. There's no doubt about it.
You guys, I think while I don't agree or don't disagree with any of your picks here, I think bigger picture. Bob Quinn's biggest mistake. And then you can make.
And I didn't say it. I hope you're going to say it.
Well, there's somebody on the ticket text or a caller who I think is going to have what you're
Let's go to
say.
the call.
Yeah.
And I could be
I don't
wrong.
want to steal their thunder.
Right. Kirk and Macomb, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Hey, I don't want to say firing Jim Caldwell was the biggest mistake because I think he had us on the right track, but his game management skills were just,
Yes.
But hiring Matt Patricia, I think, was his biggest mistake.
Thank
I mean, the guy just seemed incapable of being a head coach.
I don't disagree
You're right.
with that one at all.
That was my 1A as well.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, and okay, so hiring Patricia, I
Yes.
think firing Caldwell definitely is on the table in retrospect. We certainly gave him a harder time but who knows? At the same time, I think a huge thing that for Bob Quinn personally was when he should have fired Caldwell to start
In year one.
for him
Yeah.
and what he wanted to do. Now, you can make, like I just said, you can do a 180 here and make a compelling case that the firing Caldwell was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can make a case for both.
Yeah, you can. Now, the question is, did he know that he wanted to hire Patricia? He knew that Patricia wasn't ready or wasn't going to come right away, so he decided to wait it, ride Caldwell out a little bit until he knew he could get Patricia. That's a question that I don't know if we'll ever know the answer to.
Well, I think he knew he couldn't get him.
Right, so that...
Was he going to be ready? And clearly he wasn't when he did.
Right, but you know what? He interviewed. There were two people who had a chance to get that job legitimately. And it was Patricia and Vrabel.
Yes.
Had he hired Vrabel, I truly believe Bob Quinn would still be there.
Probably.
I think everything would be different.
I agree.
Because Vrabel treated... Yeah, he's hard on people, but he at least... Not like Patricia.
There.
I think Vrabel in a lot of ways would have been a great retune of Caldwell. Or maybe it was just time to make a change. But in a lot of ways, the players respected both coaches and would have liked them. I mean, there's no doubt now that these players hated Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens in New England this offseason. I think there's a real chance, with the Matthew Stafford news coming out that he didn't want to go to the Patriots, it was the only team, that there's word on the street that it's a bad thing there now. We'll see.
Yeah, I know, because his job has not been really defined. He's not defensive coordinator. All right, ticket text. Bob Quinn's biggest mistake is GM hiring Patricia, followed by Tease Tabor, then Jelani Tavai. Although I feel number one is Patricia. After his hiring, that team started declining power.
I mean, the similarities between Tavai and Alama Francis, they're just...
Yeah. Quinn's biggest mistake, firing Caldwell. Somebody else. He continued the Matt Millen tradition of terrible second-round draft picks. Yeah, that's for sure. And finally, somebody agreed with John. Big V, and it's not even close.
Yep.
Our telephone number, 248-539-9797. That is the ticket text as well. Coming up next, the Spartans. Making money, maybe because of a urination contest going on between billionaires. And also, he actually pulled out the Do You Know Who I Am? We'll hear about that coming up next. Want to get away, relax, have a great time. It's Las Vegas. Las Vegas, maybe not so much relaxing all the time, but it's a great time indeed. You can relax at the pools. Vegas is a lot of fun. If you want to have a great time, go to the D Las Vegas. It's cool as hell. A lot of excitement going on at the D. A lot of good food as well. You got Joe Vicari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse right there. I love how they make the Caesar salad at your table. A little more casual, American Coney Island. A little taste of home right there as well at the D. They got a new sports book there. It's really, really good. Much better than the one they had before. You watch all the games at the Long Bar. The Long Bar is a lot of fun. Derek Stevens, the owner, hanging out there. And I'll tell you this, if you tell him that we sent you, he just might get you a little bit of a cocktail. All right, go to golf. They'll hook up with great tee times as well. The D Las Vegas, book your room today. Go to the D.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
97.1 Fun Tickets. Traffic.
From the WWJ-EM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Weekend construction is coming up, scheduled to close I-94 both directions between 75 and Connors starting later this morning until Monday morning. All ramps in the zone will be closed, including the north and southbound N10 ramps to eastbound 94 and the eastbound 96 ramp to eastbound 94 as well. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Now, text or call the ticket using the same number. Ticket text 248-539-9797. As we continue to face COVID-19, we're now facing flu season. So to protect us all, let's hit this virus head on. Get your flu vaccine. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Victor's Roofing.